The new American dream, folks, is here. You can embrace it, you can resist it, it doesn't matter what you feel about it, but it's here. And it looks like complete and total financial independence. This is where people are going, this is where individuals are going. It's the opportunity that is here for you to embrace. I believe historians are going to look back and they're going to call this the age of independence. A time where every individual was able to fully step up into total financial and economic freedom. The age when big business became small business and small business became big business. The time when the American dream bounced back and started to raise the standard for everybody around the world. And the great news is because as you create new independence in your own life, guess what happens? You can't help but export it. You're going to take it outside of you. You're going to pass it around. You may be thinking, I'm too old, or I'm too young, or I'm just one person, just an individual. What can I do? I'm going to tell you that there's not a single number in the universe that contains as much potential as the number 1. You may feel lonely. You may feel like you're the only person. It's easy to understand 1. It's just me. I'm the only one. But what if I put you in a room with 100 people? Could you find just one more person to help? You don't need to try to change the world. What if you could just help one individual? The power of 1. Sure, of course, in a room of 100 people, you could find just one person to help. That would be 1% of the room. Just one person. But what if I put you in a room of 1,000 people? Could you still help just 1%? Just 1%. It's only 10 people. Of course you could. In a room of 1,000 people, you could scale it and you could find 10 people that you could connect with, that you could share something from your life experience. You could encourage them just a little bit. Tell them, hey, there's a better day tomorrow. Just 10 people. Of course you could. And now your influence has started to grow. So could you help just 1% at a time? What if I put you in a room of 10,000 people? Could you help 1% of 10,000 people? It's just 100 people. Just 100 people would represent 1% of 10,000 people. And I bet if you got creative in a room of 10,000 people, you could do it. You could help just 1%. What about 100,000 or a million or 100 million? Could you help just 1%? When we start talking about these big numbers, it becomes scary because you're so used to thinking small. We are so conditioned as a culture that a million people is a lot of people, but one person's nothing. But I'm here to say that 1 million people is no different than one person. It's just 1% of something. We aren't limited by our abilities. We aren't limited by our resources. We're not limited by our opportunities. None of this prevents us from changing the world around us. What we're limited by is our vision. We're limited by our belief of what is possible. We overestimate what we can do in a very short period of time, and we miss what we could do over a decade. What could you do over 10 years if you got outside of yourself and you started contributing to the world? If you started thinking about other people and how you can serve them instead of just focused on how you can survive? What could you do in 10 years? Tell you what I want to do. Over the next 10 years, I want to spread this message that I call Think Rich. I want to spread it to 1% of America. There's about 340 million people in America. I want to touch 1%. That's 3.4 million people. And just imagine if we help 3.4 million people discover financial independence. We could help them launch a business, start investing in real estate, start growing more wealth with stocks. We help 3.4 million people change their lives. And if we can help these 3.4 million people change their lives, and if these people would turn right around with their newfound wealth and abundance, if they would hire just one person to help them run this new enterprise, maybe somebody who's earlier in the journey, someone they can mentor, someone they can teach and help. We would now be collectively responsible for over 7 million new sources of income. And what if those people were to share just once? We could double it and triple it. And folks, this is how we spread the message of the new American dream. That's the power of 1. You see, it's up to us. It's up to us to embrace the opportunity, to receive the opportunity, to fight to protect our way of life from people who are wanting to suck it away from us, and to say, no, this is the land of freedom. This is the land of opportunity, and it's not exclusive to America. It's available for the entire world, but we're going to be the light that starts the fire. We're going to start the fire right here. We're going to create financial freedom in our own lives. We're going to pass it to our kids. We're going to pass it to our neighbors. We're going to help other people do it, and we're going to spread the word. Maybe, just maybe, collectively together, we can change the world. That is the power of one.